I like to be like for people to see that no matter what you're going through, like especially the things that I went through, like you can always change that around with a snap of a finger. Like I'm in the thrift store going through it. And I was like, man, I could really, get into this. And so, I mean, this honestly has changed my whole life. It has really changed my life.
Welcome to the Next Big Flip podcast, where it's not just about flipping for profit, but flipping for purpose. I'm your host, LaJuan Diggs, author of The Craigslist Hustle and 20 Years of Flipper. Whether it's furniture, fashion, or just your mindset, we're here to help you take what you have and make it work. From everyday hustlers to unexpected side gigs, you'll hear real stories, real strategies, and maybe even find your next big flip. The one that gets you to your next moment. The next big flip. Let's get it. Okay, so on her TikTok, it reads curated vintage, sustainable style. And then she also runs the girlsworldthrift.com. So Tierra, does that pretty much sum you up for this season of your life?
I think it does. Yeah. I guess we'll add in there brand new fashionista. I feel like a fashion girly now.
You know what? As I look at your TikTok page and all the pieces that you're putting together, I agree. I agree.
It's so fun. Like that part of it all just happened. Like I had no idea it was going to turn into that.
That's crazy. Now tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are, and what led you to reselling the items that you sell.
I am a mom, first and foremost. I'm born and raised in Tacoma, Washington, and I'll never leave. I got into reselling, to be completely honest. I went through a very tough divorce in the middle of postpartum, and I completely lost myself where I was in leggings every single day. So I started thrifting, honestly, to just try to find some kind of style for this new version of myself that I wanted to become. And as I started finding things, I started finding really good things that I was like, wow, I could resell this and make some money. I actually have been on like eBay and Poshmark for years, reselling just like my own personal stuff. But one day I found like a Dolce & Gabbana, like off the runway dress as I was looking for things for myself. And I looked it up on eBay and saw that people were reselling it for like $300 to $600. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to turn this hobby into something more. And that's honestly how I got started. Next thing I know, I was taking it serious. Like I had been selling for a while, but after I found that dress, I just started taking it serious and just seeing the success almost immediately, honestly. Like I started making pretty good money where I could pay bills with it. And the rest is history.
Now, where did you find that dress at again?
I found it at Goodwill.
No.
And it was like $7. And when I took it to the register and the girl who rang me up, I think she looked like a fashion girl herself. And she looked at the price tag and the label and she kind of was like, oh, you found some good stuff. And I was like, oh, yes, ring me up. Let me go.
Oh, my goodness. So this is in Tacoma where you found it?
Yes. Yep.
All right, as I write this down, and so as everybody's gonna run to Tacoma like it's gold there to try to find another dress like that.
The funny thing is I noticed after I went there, I feel like she must have said something to someone because for a while they didn't raise their prices, and then after like over the next couple months to now, I've noticed the prices at that location they've gotten a little smarter.
It's interesting because I actually get a lot of, I'm not going to say hate mail, but people do chime in with some of the videos I post about thrifting, and they're like, well, thanks a lot for showing this. Now Goodwill will raise their prices. I'm like, I don't know if they do that or not, but in your case, they may have raised them just a little bit.
They do, but I just think that I do a lot of research on like fashion. My brother's really into fashion stuff too. He works on a lot of runway stuff in New York. And so we talk a lot. I know a lot, I study a lot. And if you know what you're looking for, they don't get everything. If you're looking, the quality and the fabrics and the brands and stuff that you're looking for, you can still find stuff. They don't mark up everything. They mark up like things that they think are trendy,
right,
to them, but they don't mark up everything. I don't lose still. They can mark up what they want.
And that's what I'm learning. Like they may think something is trendy, but I'm learning that trendy and style is different. A lot of our people are saying, no, we shop for style. What's in style?
Yes, absolutely. Even, you go to the bins, the Goodwill outlets, and there's tons of people in there, but I still leave with pounds of clothing because they're not looking for what I'm looking for. I went yesterday and I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people here, but I still ended up leaving with a full hulking bag of stuff. So
And to my listeners, as you listen, I am going to link all of her TikTok handles and all of that. But literally, go and check out her TikTok page. She puts together a lot of cute items as we're sitting here
thank
talking.
you.
Yeah, that's what caught my attention. I'm like, hold up now, this pretty sharp. Let me see if she'll do this podcast.
Thank you.
And speaking of these cute items, so where do you usually find your best items? Is it thrift stores, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace?
I have not done a garage sale yet.
Okay.
I don't know why it just seems intimidating as far as like for the fashion stuff. It seems intimidating. I want to do estate sales. There's actually another woman out here this way. She's we're in like a program with Depop Insiders. We're like brand ambassadors basically, and I've been getting with her, talking to her about going to estate sales with her. But for the most part, I find most of my stuff at the stores, at the Goodwill stores. We have a what is it? St. Vincent de Paul's out here. I don't know if they have those other places. I find the best stuff at those ones. Value Village, and I love going to the bins because you find the best style items there, and not even necessarily big brand names. Like I don't find a whole lot of big brand names, but like style. I'm a big style seller, basically.
Okay. Now, it's awesome that you are near a bin because some people say, I wish I had a bin near me. So you actually are near a Goodwill bin?
Yes, it's crazy because in our region we have, I think we had 5. They got rid of one, which is my favorite one in Olympia, Washington. But I do believe we have 5 within like a 2-hour radius from me.
Oh, yeah. You definitely do not have to leave Washington if you have 5
No,
Goodwill
I would
bins.
love, yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe we have so many. And then, I mean, I still would love to travel to like Oregon and California and Arizona to try their bins locations. But I
Okay.
mean, we have so many here.
Okay. And speaking of travel, because I do travel quite a bit and I ask a lot of my guests, if you do travel, do you ever go to other Goodwills while traveling, or do you have any like bucket list places? So I just heard you say Oregon and some other places that you would like to
I
visit.
have not, since I've started, I have not. I think I have been to like California in the past year, but I haven't traveled a whole lot. I mean, it's a little, I'm a single mom, so
Yeah.
it's a little difficult navigating trips with the kids, but, I do have plans like eventually to hit Arizona because I heard thrifting in Arizona is amazing. Um, Oregon is just a drive away, so I definitely want to do that. And then my brother is back and forth from here to New York, so once he gets settled in New York, I do plan to go out that way and do the thrifting with him. Him and I thrift when he comes home to visit, so I'm looking forward to getting to New York to thrift for sure.
Nice. I think you can find some stuff in
Oh
all of
yeah.
those cities that you just named, especially New York. I know
Oh yeah.
some of my guests say, I want to go to Tokyo, Japan. The style
Oh
there is so
yeah.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I've seen some like YouTube videos of people finding really good stuff in Japan. So that does sound cool.
It does. It does. Now, how do you know if something is even worth flipping? Do you have any type of tips for beginners to spot value?
I know people are going to say that's gross, but I don't wear gloves at the bins. And so I think that's kind of why I always find good stuff. I can tell if something's worth it by just touching it. So immediately it's like the touch, I grab it, I look at the label. Sometimes some of that stuff doesn't even have a label. Like a lot of the older items don't have labels. So then I'll go and look at the fabric content. If it doesn't have a fabric content label and it's really old, like a lot of that stuff is, handmade back in the day. Um, I'll just feel it and look for like the zippers or like the how they fasten and stuff like that. That's how I can tell if something is worth grabbing. Like just yesterday, I found like a dress. I'm gonna say it's probably from the '60s. It's very mod. Um, there's no labels or anything on it, but I can tell it's made from wool. Um, Probably like a wool silk blend. But I definitely grabbed that and brought it home.
Now, I noticed on your TikTok, a lot of the clothes that you are showing, you can actually fit them as well. Now, do you also shop for bigger or smaller sizes, or just pretty much clothes that you can fit?
I shop all sizes. I think I just showcased a lot of the stuff that I find for myself
Okay.
or stuff I can fit. Yeah, but I find all sizes. I love finding plus sizes. That's like one of my favorite things to find because that stuff sells really fast for me, and I love being able to pass that stuff on to people. But I shop all sizes for sure.
Nice. Now, in you finding all sizes, have you ever put together any type of fashion show to where you showcase some of the other clothes that you have that are, bigger or smaller sizes with some of your friends?
That has been locally. I just had an event, like a pop up, where I had like five. I think we had four vendors, and then myself. That was like something one of the vendors mentioned she did. I know she's probably going to be like, yes, when she hears this, but yeah, that is definitely in the works.
Because I can see that. Because yeah, if you have some other, it seems like you have an eye to be able to style other people, and so doing something like that and just showcasing some of the items that you do have, for plus size or either small.
Yeah, I think that would be so fun. She said it to me and I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea. And she's a thrifter, so she's got a really good eye for stuff
Ooh.
too. So I'm like, maybe we could put something together for sure.
And make sure you record it, put it on TikTok, YouTube, and all of that, because I would love to
Yes.
see it, and others would too. That's awesome. Now, let me ask you: it's one thing to do what you're doing, but what actually inspired you to start sharing your flipping journey with others on social media?
Oh my gosh. That was never part of the plan. I wanted this to be completely faceless. I don't know. I think I showed my face one time, like an outfit I had put together in a video, and I don't even think I showed my face, but it was like my body trying on this trench coat. It was really cool trench jacket that I had found. I actually found that jacket for like $2 and flipped it for about 70. And I put
Nice.
together an outfit, and people, the response, we were like, "Oh my God, I love the way you styled that." It was my friends, my best friend. She's like, "I saw your TikTok video. That was a fly outfit." And I'm like, okay, maybe, just maybe, I can explore this, because even at the same time, I'm still trying to find a style for myself. So it actually encourages me to try more things for myself. So that's kind of what made me start posting more. And then I really love connecting with other people on social media. I'm all about that. That's my favorite thing about even being on like TikTok is all the different women that are in the same industry, or even some of them aren't even thrifters. They're just, they're into fashion and style. I love connecting with people. So that's been a lot of fun.
Nice. Now, I know you said your brother thrifts as well, and you also
Mhm.
have various size clothing. Do you also buy men's clothing?
So I just started getting into men's clothing. I always would find stuff for him or my friends, but I want a well-rounded store, because a lot of women don't like to wear women's clothing. Some women like to wear men's style clothing. So I would like to start thrifting more of those kind of items. Just even to, I do have men who have bought items from me, because I do have some men items, but there are women who like that stuff too. So I would like to start finding cool stuff to sell and put in my shop too, for women who want to wear stuff like that.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, let me ask you, what's one flip that you felt like was your next big flip? And not necessarily the most profitable, but something that really helped you to keep going doing what you're currently doing.
I would have to say anything vintage Ralph Lauren. Those sales, because I find really good Ralph Lauren stuff, like those Ralph Lauren pieces that I almost want to cry every time, because Ralph Lauren pieces, especially definitely the older stuff, like those are some really good pieces. Those every time I find a Ralph Lauren item that I know is old, I'm like, oh my gosh, who's this going to? And that fuels me to go find more.
So, what separates an old Ralph Lauren from a newer? How do you know that it's old based on your experience for shopping for Ralph Lauren?
New Ralph Lauren isn't bad either, but like the older Ralph Lauren stuff,
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, the quality is just unmatched. Like it is, there's nothing like it. Especially you get into like the late 70s, 80s pieces, even the 90s pieces. They're amazing. The quality is amazing. I do a lot of like, oh, I find something, I'll be like, oh, I'll list it and I'll wear it until it sells. I cry every time that stuff sells, and it sells so fast.
Now, what platform works the best for you when selling a vintage piece like that, like Facebook or Poshmark?
Poshmark has actually, it was not my biggest vintage seller, but over the past few weeks I've noticed like it's been selling more. I do sell most of my vintage pieces on Depop though.
How did you come across Depop? Did someone else share it with you, or did you actually buy some pieces from there and decided
My
to use it?
brother.
Huh.
Yeah, my brother told me about it. I think it's marketed towards a younger crowd usually. I don't know. I think that they're getting around a lot more. They're and he's 22, I do believe. So he was like, "You should sell on Depop." And I'm like, "Okay, let me check it out." And then I became one of their insiders, which is basically an ambassador program that they have. And I've really enjoyed selling on Depop. I love the buyers on there because they're looking for those vintage and styled items.
On Depop. Okay, yeah, no, and I'm
hmm
still learning a lot of these platforms. There's another one, Whatnot, that I'm hearing a lot of people talk about.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't got on. I have an account on Whatnot, but Whatnot is live selling, and I'm afraid for my pieces that I spend so much time finding going for not what they're worth. So I'm a little nervous to try that out.
Makes sense. Makes sense. What about eBay? I hear a lot of people are still using eBay. Do you use that any?
I use eBay. Yes, I've been selling on eBay since probably 2008.
Okay.
When I was just reselling my own things. Um, so yeah, I sell on eBay a lot. I'm a top rated seller on there too. I do sell a lot on there, but it's not my. I would say Depop and Poshmark are my bigger platforms. Probably with Depop for sure being like the top platform for me.
Okay. Okay. So give me a walk through the Goodwill or thrift store with you. So as you enter in, usually how much time do you spend? What's some of the stuff that you're using, whether like Google Lens or the internet?
I People are probably like, "What?" I typically do not run comps. I know that's like a big thing. I just grab stuff. Not just grab stuff, but I go straight. First, I go to the shoes. I usually look for shoes for myself. I like to find like shoes that you can find a lot of brand new stuff. So I like to find shoes for myself. Then I hit the purses, the dresses. I'm really looking for accessories and stuff, and then now I head to like long sleeve sweaters and shirts like that and things like that, blazers. I go thrifting Fridays. I usually take my youngest daughter with me, and I call that my research day. So I spend a good hour and a half, 2 hours in there, and I'm really just looking at brands and just doing research that day. But Sundays are my big thrift days, and I spend like the whole day thrifting. So like
Wow.
Sundays are I'm thrifting and outsourcing for about 5 hours.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna touch on two things you just said. So one, you do not do comps.
No, I don't run I typically don't unless it's like a newer modern item, and I'm like, okay, this looks like good quality. Let me look this brand up. Is it selling? But I typically don't run comps. At this point, I mean, most of my stuff is
Okay.
style items, so I just know I know what my buyers are buying.
Nice. Has there ever been a time where you bought something and you was like, man, maybe I should have checked the comps on it, or pretty much everything you bought
Mm,
has sold?
yes, there's been several of those items where
Okay.
I'm like, I should not have grabbed that. And sometimes those items where I'm like, I'll before I even list it, I'm like, oh, why did I grab this? Then I'll list it, and it sells for a lot. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I was right.
That's nice. Okay. And the second, you were saying that you take your daughter with you at times. Now, I have different listeners and followers that always ask, what's some things that I can teach my child to do? Now, when you go with your daughter, are you actually showing her the game, quote unquote, or is she
So
just there with you?
absolutely. So I have a 2-year-old, or not a
Oh,
2-year-old, I have a 4-year-old.
okay.
She's the one that goes with me on Fridays. And she's on her iPad. She's 4, but that girl loves her some vintage. Okay. She
Okay.
tells everybody when she has on a vintage dress, this is vintage. And then I have an 11-year-old who she loves thrifting and like, they're 11 preteens, and she's got the hands down probably got the coolest swag at her school because she knows quality. She's into Ralph Lauren. She knows she just found herself a Kate Spade like silk dress last time we went together. Like she loves finding those unique cool items that she knows nobody's going to have on at school.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And as I'm sitting here looking at your TikTok and your social media, and I always not only do these interviews as the host, but I'm also doing it as a listener as well. And so as I'm watching, my mind and ideas are churning. I'm like, I would love to see some behind the scenes, longer stream
Yeah, I need to do
media
more of
from you.
those.
Yeah, that would be fun. Just, somebody
Yeah.
following you with the camera as you're going through pieces and all of that with your children, or if you decide to put them on camera. But I think that would
I
be
did, yeah, I need to do some more of that. I did a behind the scenes video with them for my first like in-person pop-up, which was really fun. I think people really like that. But I mean, my oldest daughter has that's like she's my rider. Like and she's very business minded herself. She's not into sports or anything like that. She's very business minded. So she wants to have her own Depop, but I want her to like figure out if that's what she wants to do for sure. But she that girl knows how to run a business. She knows how to do this. Like she came when I had my launch party a couple like last month, and yeah, she wants to do the same thing. So I love being able to pass that on to her. But they're in a couple of my behind the scenes videos.
nice. Now give us the concept and idea behind the Girls World Thrift. How did you come up with that name?
The girls, my kids. I'm a girl mom. My house is the girl house. And so my kids came up with that name. And originally it was just like I was flipping any and everything, but now I've actually changed the name to not the URL, but the name to just the Girls World Vintage. But yeah, my kids came up with that name. They love that name. That's the name.
That's awesome. And one thing I thank you for being vulnerable at the very beginning of the interview, just sharing how you got into it with the divorce and everything, because
Yeah.
we have a lot of different listeners and a lot of people can find themselves in the stories of my guest. And so we have
Yeah.
single moms and dads and all of that. So this is beautiful to hear.
I definitely think it's really, I like to be like for people to see that no matter what you're going through, like especially the things that I went through, like you can always change that around with the snap of a finger. I'm in the thrift store going through it. And I was like, man, I could really, get into this. And so, I mean, this honestly has changed my whole life. It has really changed my life.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And as we get ready to land the plane, let me ask you, do you have any type of tools, whether a book, podcast, or anything that may have helped you along in your flipping journey since you've started?
Um, I would say YouTube has been like the biggest thing for me, and all the amazing women that I follow on TikTok, like they've been such a huge inspiration. I follow a lot of like fashion creators, and yeah, a lot of them. I mean, I tell them all the time, thank you for sharing the information that they have because I have learned so much about just different styles and quality and brands and things like that from following those people. And then there's one creator on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTubers, but gosh, I can't remember her name right now. But yeah, YouTube has been like the biggest thing for me. I follow a lot of people on YouTube that talk about fashion and stuff. So those
Nice.
are my two biggest. That's for my research right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, is there anything that you wish you may have known earlier about flipping that might have saved you some time or money?
um, Man, I don't even know. I think it's like one of those things you get into and you gotta just you learn as you go and then you adjust as time goes on. I'm still adjusting, now to how I sell. So I don't know. I don't think I would have done anything differently. I just would have. I think that learning along the way and everything I've done so far and just learning. One thing I could stress to people is just learn as much as you can. Like I'm always learning. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, for someone who might be hesitant about starting a side hustle, whether flipping or reselling, you have any type of advice? What's one small step someone could take this week to get started?
Research. That's like the biggest thing is never stop learning. I think that is like the key because yeah, even people say selling the kind of stuff I sell it there, it takes months to see a profit, but I think because I just immersed myself in content and learning, I think I saw really good success immediately because I mean, like it was obsessive actually at one point. I was constantly learning about brands and quality and styles. And I mean, even yesterday, I had some time to myself and I've started watching like the Fashion Week content that's been coming out. So like, yeah, never stop learning is my biggest tip for sure.
And that is an awesome tip. So she says, research, and never
Yeah.
stop learning. And that's something you can apply not only to the thrifting world, but just in life in general. So
Yeah.
Tierra, thank you so much for taking time with me on the Next Big Flip podcast. Until
Thank
next
you.
time, you're welcome. You have a blessed day.
You too.